Breaking news, breaking news. You already know who it is. Juanita Mega Audio. Subscribe to my channel. Don't forget. But we got something crazy going on here today. So let's listen. Alright. Keep it going, 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 keep it going. All right, now let me tell you about this real fast because the story actually bothers me. I actually used to work in hospitals and I never see nothing done quite like this. So let's hear what's happening.
In Virginia, a nurse sits behind bars after, in some instances, newborn black babies were found with serious injuries, broken bones. Enrico Doctors Hospital says staff found 3 babies with, quote, unexplainable fractures. 26-year-old Aaron Strotman is charged with malicious wounding and felony child abuse. My next guest is Dr. Dalashah Lee from Archpoint Pain Institute. He says these allegations are true. If true, she should have not been allowed to work after she was suspended the first time and they brought her. All right, we're going to stop that right here. How this girl was suspended for a whole year and they still allowed her back in the hospital. But did you hear what they said? Only black babies that she broke bones on. Nobody's saying racist. I ain't gonna say that, but what it sound like, right? Let's continue. Back. First of all, your thoughts on this case and just how horrible it is that a nurse, someone in your profession, would harm a child like that, a newborn.
Yeah, Isaiah, very disturbing news indeed. Our first, the oath that we take is do no harm, right? And so when I hear of stories like this is a truly disrupting and really sad, shocking news that I hear from somebody who we would help or we would hope is helping the child, somebody who's in the NICU where they're sick, they've got other things going on. The last thing you want to worry about is your nurse, somebody who you trust, doing harm to a child. And so I am very saddened to hear this news. And I hope that this person is not able to practice medicine if this is truly, in fact, this.
He's saying that he hopes that she's not able to practice medicine. She's been practicing medicine. What I believe, I think they was already paying her too while she was on administrative leave for a whole year. So whose fault is that? That's the hospital's fault and it's her fault because they allowed her to come back. You do what you know. So she's not going to stop doing what she knows because they allowed her to keep doing it and still get paid for a little while she wasn't doing it. So why would she stop? The hospital needs to be held accountable to the utmost because this is wrong.
Person was causing harm to innocent children and babies.
Now, we know she was accused initially by the hospital internally when they said she may have harmed 3 other children, but then a year passed by, she was suspended. A year passed by and they brought her back.
Stop it. It was 3. See, I thought it was only 1. She did 3 and then y'all waited to suspend her. I'm getting aggy now. Let's see what's happening.
Was that a mistake?
It was, Isaiah. I mean, as long as you have somebody who has potentially caused harm, this should have raised some flags for the hospital. They should have taken more initiatives and perhaps not brought this person back. She was on administrative leave for 1 year. She was paid supposedly around for all this time as well that she was gone. And then the hospital did its job of checking to see if there was something. I just don't think they did enough. I don't think they did enough investigation. I know that hospitals have ethical boards and committees. Sometimes, you know, when these sorts of bigger allegations happen, it's the hospital's responsibility to make sure that they either have a third party, somebody else that's reviewing this to make sure that everything is checked off and there was no malicious harm that was involved in this.
From your research, what exactly did she do to some of the children?
From what I could see and from some of the x-rays of these children that were obtained, what I saw was she was not handling them in the right way and maybe being too rough with them or maybe pulling on a leg or something that causes either.
Where was the other nurses or doctors, anybody? I know she wasn't in the room by herself at each of these moments with these babies. There's nobody else that could hold her accountable to say that she did this. And Virginia, y'all need to stand up and start protesting or something. These are black babies that can't even talk for themselves. Y'all need to go defend them, line up, show them what we about.
Or a dislocation or a fracture or something. So, again, we don't have any strong evidence, and these are all accusations and allegations that we have so far. But I think it's the hospitals and even the now federal government's job to really research this and make sure that this person does not practice and does not harm anybody else if this was truly, in fact, the case.
And I want to make it clear what prosecutors are saying. You're saying that she may have handled them roughly. They said she maliciously, meaning she intended to wound, harm a child with felony child abuse and neglect in connection with an incident that took place in November 2024. And of course, now there are possibly 7 other children. So the prosecutors there in Virginia are not saying she handled them rough. They're saying she maliciously, with intent, tried to harm these children.
There you go, black man. Talk it right. Because this other man, he trying to talk a little too politically correct. Let's say what it is. She harmed these babies intentionally, and that's what it was. Go ahead.
Children. And parents are just upset. And some of those parents said the hospital system failed them. Would you agree with that?
I would, Isaiah. I think that unless we have other third parties and other people that have investigated this telling us, yes, this person is safe and there was no malicious harm that was involved in this on purpose, if they cannot prove that, then this person should not have been allowed back into the hospital setting.
My people.
All right. Moral of the story is, watch your kids at all times. Don't even trust them hospitals. Virginia, y'all need to stand up because this is horrible. We're going to pray for these babies. We're going to pray for these families, and we're taking it out. Subscribe.
All right. Subscribe where?
So, Juanita, make an audio.
Cheers, cheers, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in hall. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squealing till the cops make an audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, you we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours, so we can give back to the.
Cheers, cheers, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.